Hey everyone, I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Today we're going to review the Jazwares Zoteki X-Men collectibles that are available now. I would like to thank Jazwares for providing these for review. We greatly appreciate that. These are based on the 1991 comic cover from Marvel Comics. And I'm sure you're aware that this comic is one of the most dynamic covers in Marvel history. This was a relaunch of the X-Men comics and remains one of the most fan favorite dynamic covers of all time. Fans have really grew to love these particular outfits, and these are, in my personal opinion, the best outfits ever designed for these particular characters. You cannot have enough of these, and I think that any collectible that features this is really a must-buy in my opinion. So each of these can connect to form a larger battle scene or diorama, which you see there. It's again inspired from the classic comic book cover, and I think they did a phenomenal job recreating that with these. These are all packaged in a window box, and you see the battle pose on the bottom right there. Each one is also numbered with Jean Grey number 11, Magneto number 12, Cyclops number 13, Wolverine number 10, Beast number 14, and Colossus number 15. This line also has Avengers and The Nightmare Before Christmas, which come in their own battle scene or diorama. Each one is going to be different. And also on the packaging, you have the classic X-Men logo, which I'm sure you remember. And part of that design is a black and blue comic panels, which is always great to see. Let's turn Wolverine over. So on the side there, you get a look of how these connect. Right there, you get a bigger look at each of the characters as they're combined. And on the back, it shows you how many characters are included in this particular wave, with a chase variant to Wolverine. And I believe that is a brown and yellow suit design. That's the chase variant. And here's a look at the other side. Has a great image of Wolverine. And you see more of the panels behind him there. Behind him is images of Captain America, Hulk, Spider-Man, and probably some other characters. And there's a closer look for you guys. You clearly see the characters I'm talking about. Captain America, Hulk, Spider-Man, all drawn behind Wolverine there in comic panels, which is great artwork, and I think they did a fantastic job on the packaging. The top of the packaging also has that, along with the X-Men logo, which you see there. So what do you say we crack these open and let's take a closer look? The artwork for all 6 characters is basically the same, with the exception of this side here, which has character-inspired artwork, along with the same backdrop that I gave you a closer look at for Wolverine. You have great pictures of Magneto, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Colossus, Beast, and again, there's another look at Wolverine. Okay, so I went ahead and taken these out of the box. And again, these are inspired from the 1991 X-Men comic from Jim Lee, and it was also done by Chris Claremont. And 90s Marvel is one of my favorites. I love the designs of the characters, brand new designs from back then. It's really timeless in my opinion, and also in my opinion, it's one of the best designs for these characters. Pretty much anything 90s Marvel I personally love. So whenever I see collectibles like this, I always got to check them out. These collectibles, they are non-articulated, and what's going on here is that they're standing on bases from parts of a Sentinel that the X-Men and Magneto have completely destroyed. As you can see, bits and pieces of the Sentinel throughout these, such as the hand, the head, various other parts. You see Colossus and Beast holding, well, Colossus is holding the hand, and Beast is just standing on the hand. Magneto in the back there is standing on the head of the Sentinel, and Jean Grey, Cyclops, and Wolverine are also standing on other parts of the Sentinel as well, as you can see on the bases there, which we're going to take a closer look at. So, again, if anyone was wondering, these are non-articulated, but they have a great design, great paint applications, and they look like the character pretty much. I also think they're a little bit stylized, and when I first saw them, I thought these were inspired from the X-Men the Animated Series 1992 until I read the official description of these. So that is not the case. These are inspired from the X-Men comic from 1991. And again, I think that's a timeless comic cover. It's a personal favorite of mine. And I think these pay great homage to it. So let's start this off by checking out Wolverine. As you can see here, he's standing on a base. There's flames around him, pieces of a Sentinel, and that's those metallic purple parts in the fire there, which is around the edges of the base there. Wolverine is in his classic yellow, blue, and black outfit, black with the stripes. There's also a red belt, and of course you have the X-Men logo right there on his belt. The head sculpt looks pretty good, but again, when I first saw it, I thought it was X-Men the Animated Series. Due to the way these were a little bit stylized, they look a little bit more animated, in my opinion, than comic inspired. But again, I think they did a phenomenal job on these. And you can even check out the details of the flame there. That's some great amount of detail there. And you see Wolverine's claws. I think they also did a very nice job on it. And also on the base, you see the pieces where it can connect along the edges there. And we're going to take a closer look at all 6 of these connected. And there's a look at the back of Wolverine. And there's a look at the side. All right, Dr. Henry McCoy, otherwise known as the Beast, is standing on a Sentinel hand. And I think they did a very nice job on it. I love the pose on him. The paint apps are phenomenal. You see the X-Men logo right there on his belt there. The metallic purple on the Sentinel hand. I think they did a phenomenal job on it. And you even see a little bit of the fire effect right there on the base. You also see some rubble on the base as well, which is painted in the same color as the base. So let's turn this to the back. You see his shorts are painted in a darker blue from the blue fur there, just as you would remember from those classic X-Men days, which have been making a pretty good comeback in recent years. Maybe the last year or two, 90s Marvel has been coming back in a very big way. So there's a look at the side. Again, I love the pose. This foot here is just hanging, and what's holding on to the Sentinel hand is the foot and his hand there. He's got a good grip on it for balance. So this definitely looks great. None of these are articulated, in case you were wondering. All right, Magneto, he has the ability to control metal, so pretty much any Sentinel is no match for him unless they're made of plastic or something. So as you can see, the pose on him is great. He's standing over the head of a sentinel, which you can see a little bit better from this angle here. Magneto is painted in his red and purple outfit that I'm sure you guys will remember from the early 90s. It's a phenomenal design for the character. And also around this collectible are metal pieces that he's controlling to use as a weapon against the Sentinel. There's looks at the side for you. And of course, let's look at the back. These metal pieces are sculpted to the cape. And again, this is just to use an effect as if he's controlling these parts. And let's take a closer look at that Sentinel head. So this Sentinel head is painted in a metallic gold, which is not 100% accurate to Sentinels from the early 90s. They're more purple, a little red, things like that, but it's still a really great job that they've sculpted it. And you see his eyeball over here, and another eye for the Sentinel right over here. Just like the rest of these have the interlocking things on the side here, which they can connect, and we're going to take a closer look at that. All right, Scott Summers, aka Cyclops, leader of the X-Men, is standing on the base there in a great pose. He includes his optic blast, which you can see on camera there. And here's another look at it. It's about an inch away from his face, something like that. And I think they did a very nice job on that. There's another look at it. The base he's standing on is rubble with parts of the Sentinel thrown around it. These gray parts look to be also parts of a Sentinel. And the front has the metallic purple piece right there, which I think they did a very nice job on. And here's a look at the other side. So there's your look at Cyclops there. And just like all the other bases, he has those interconnecting pieces all around, so he can connect with other X-Men characters around him, as seen on the packaging. All right, Jean Grey also comes with a base with a fire effect wrapping around her body there. That looks to be she's using her Phoenix powers, as seen in the comics. She is painted in her blue and yellow outfit with the red and black X-Men logo on her belt there, which you see in front. She also has her telekinesis ability coming out of her forehead here, as seen in the comics, which I think they did a very nice job on there. That's made of a little bit of a soft plastic, and I believe that's a little bit fragile, so try not to yank it off. The details on her look great. The fire effect, I really like how they went about it. The base includes rubble and parts of a Sentinel, which you can see there. There's a closer look. And there's a look at the back. You see the Phoenix fire, again, wrapping around her legs and body there. And if you don't know what the Phoenix is, look it up. It's a really good X-Men story, and I strongly suggest you guys reading up all about that if you haven't already. And there's another look. And also on this base, there's a little bit of a wash that's giving it a darker color here. That we also saw a little bit on Cyclops as well. It has some great detail on there as well. All right, and Colossus, as you can see, he has a great action pose there, holding a sentinel hand and arm as if he's ripping it apart. I think this is a great pose for him. And he is in his yellow and red X-Men outfit with the yellow belt and the X-Men logo on the belt buckle there. The sentinel arm is painted in metallic purple and a dark gray, with, just like Beast, has that yellow circle there on the palm. There's a lot of great sculpting here. And other than Magneto, this is the most parts of a Sentinel that you get with this particular character on this base. And just look at those great attention to details on the arm there. You have all that robotic gear. I think they did a phenomenal job on it. So there's a look at another angle here. And on this angle, you see these metallic silver parts from the Sentinel. And Colossus himself looks to be a dark gray / metallic silver deco, as well as black hair. There's a look at the other side, including his head sculpt. Again, I think this is a great pose for the character. The only thing that I think could have probably made this better was if Colossus and Wolverine was in their fastball special pose, with Colossus holding Wolverine about to throw him. That would have been great, and maybe down the road they can do something like that. But this particular pose looks really good for him. So what I'm going to do now is connect these, and let's take a closer look. All right, so once you connect these together, you're going to get a great action pose as shown here. It's dynamic. It's basically everything you remember from 90s X-Men. Each one are displayed in a great action pose, standing over rubble and parts of a Sentinel. I think they did a phenomenal job on these. There is, however, a little bit of difference between the final product as shown on the packaging and the final product you see before you. So going back to the packaging here, you see Magneto standing over the Sentinel head about, let's say, 6 inches away from that. You see Cyclops, he looks to be a little bit further away. Jean Grey looks to be a little bit higher up, and Wolverine is depicted as a little bit shorter than the final product is. Beast and Colossus are pretty much spot on, in my opinion. I really don't see any differences between those two and the final product. But the final product has Magneto standing basically right on the head of a Sentinel. Cyclops is basically standing over Magneto. If you connect the bases, you can unconnect it and move them a little bit further away. But in this case, I connected it. Jean Grey is not as high up as the packaging shows, and Wolverine is a little bit taller than the final product, in my opinion. But overall, I think they did a phenomenal job on these. I love how these connect to form one large, fun-looking diorama. I think they did a phenomenal job on these. And just to give you guys a look, there's a look at the side of it. And of course, let's take a look at the back. So there's even a lot of fun detail here going on back here. You see all the great detail on the bases here. And let's take a look at the other side. You can see how each base is connected. This is as close as you can get to the picture shown on the box. But you can also display these in other ways too. You can display them apart. These all connect to each other, and most likely other collectibles in this line. For example, Avengers and Nightmare Before Christmas. I believe these are all universal, so each base should be able to connect to each other. If you have a problem, please leave a comment or on the video or on toyhypeusa.com and let us know if a certain character doesn't connect to another character from a different line. But I only have the X-Men in hand. I haven't tried this myself. But just looking at these should all be... Let's take this off. These should all be universal throughout the line. So you don't have to connect all the X-Men together. The X-Men and Avengers could be connected together just for fun in a way that has never been done before. So I think they did a phenomenal job on these. And overall, I definitely would recommend picking these up. I am Anthony Scott of toyhypeusa.com. Thank you again to Jazwares for providing these for review. We greatly appreciate that. Please like and share this video. Please follow us on social media, links below on YouTube, or on the upper right-hand side of the website under Follow Us. Thank you so much again for watching. Please leave your comments and thoughts. Let us know what you think of these. Thank you so much again, and stay tuned for more coverage.